Hey everybody, it's Steph Mischuk with KillerPHP.com and KillerSites.com. In this video blog, I want to talk about getting rich off of a website. Let me say that again, getting rich off of a website. You see around the web a lot of people marketing, turnkey web businesses that are going to make you a lot of money, whether it be affiliate programs or whatnot. And I get questions about that every now and then about, how do you make money on the web? If I put up a website, do I make sales? How do I get sales? How do you build a Google or not Google, but a YouTube or something? Stuff like that. And so I've been doing the web thing since 1994. And I've actually approached the web as a tool for my brick and mortar business. I had an import-export business. So so I have a lot of experience with regards to using the internet and the web as a means to generate sales and to make your company's operations more efficient. So I speak from experience here. What I can tell you is that the get rich quick website deal has always been pretty much a myth. Not 100%, because in the early days of the web, the opportunity to make a lot of money quickly with a website, depending on the subject, depending on the type of business, was much easier than it is today. Like in the early 90s, if you set up like a porno site and you could just like scan photos of naked chicks and you can make a lot of money. Those days are long gone, because there's just, if you surf the web, there's tons of free pornography out there. So it's very difficult to make a buck in that industry. And it's, as any other industry, like the car industry did in the, turn of the last century, and every other industry, things consolidate. So now when it comes to web pornography, the vast majority of the revenue is generated by one or two, I don't know how many companies. I'm not in that business. I don't follow it, but it's controlled by a few big players. Most of the, of the sites out there generate very little to no income. So if you're looking at the web, setting up a website in the hopes of making a lot of money with a website-based business, let me just tell you, don't base your business model on what I would call the lotto ticket business model, where you're hoping that you put out a website and you come out with such a great idea that it will explode and you'll be the next YouTube or Twitter. Twitter hasn't made any money yet. YouTube, I don't think it broke even yet. Chances are your site is not going to go anywhere, like most businesses. 9 out of 10 businesses fail in the first couple of years. And I'm not trying to say don't get into this thing. I think it can be very profitable and rewarding. I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to achieve. But you have to be realistic about the web and setting up a business on the web. It takes time. You got to work at it. You got to develop it. You got to be patient. It's not an overnight thing like some people might hope it is. The good thing about building a web-based business is that it requires very little cash, very little capital to set things up. Though a lot of the good ideas have already been executed in the last 10, 15 years, I can tell you that. To do things today on a website, to build certain things like an e-commerce system and chat systems and all kinds of other things, it's so much easier today than it was 10, 15 years ago. Like just charting and graphing on the web in the late 90s, it was a big deal. Setting up an e-commerce system and so on in the early 90s was terribly difficult. Now it's trivial. It's very easy. So there are pros and cons to circumstances that we fall in economically or else or otherwise. But what you want to take away from this video is that if you're getting into building a website for your own business, you want to start a website-based business from scratch, understand that it will probably take time, unless you're lucky. It will probably take time. You have to be patient. You have to build it up over time. But it can be a lot of fun. Enjoy the process. If, on the other hand, you have a brick and mortar business, I don't know, you're a pet groomer, you have a yoga studio or something, the web is a must, because it's become pretty much the way people find businesses nowadays. And so you have to have a good website, and you can use your website to minimize your cost of the cost of acquiring a new client or setting up bookings or whatever, or making online sales. So the web is here, and it's as important a business tool as a computer is. It is as important a business tool as a telephone. You need to have a website up, but just understand that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. You hear about them, interesting little stories, but those are very, very rare, and they're just lucky. And sometimes they're scams. That's it. I hope you found this little vlog useful. I'll let you go.